What's going on, gang? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the safe space where we set oppression blurs. And oppression is really tested us at this point, as is capitalism, as is climate change, as is a lot of goddamn things. But that's okay, guys. We are at least, as the good bruvs on BPM say, we are on the correct side of the barricades, which is important because a lot of people that we know, I would imagine even love, maybe even perhaps like, they on the wrong side of the barricades, but we're going to try to get them to where we are and get them to understand things and see shit our way. You know what I'm saying? Come and see shit my way for once. Anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody to the program. Thank you all so much for being here. What are these ginormous things? What is this in my chat? I hit a button, of course. But anyway, welcome everybody. We've got a good show in store for you today, guys. Now I cannot help but to continue to bring up the issue of abortion because even as we are a year away from the disastrous Supreme Court decision pertaining to Dobbs, the shit keeps getting a little funkier, but there's peaks and valleys. If it were, I want us to take a look at the cases and the changes potentially going on in the Rust Belt, Ohio and Indiana. In Indiana, the Supreme Court there recently upheld the abortion ban in that state, and in Ohio, reproductive justice organizers, along with doctors, along with women's groups on the ground, were able to amass a tremendous amount of signatures to ensure that the question of access to abortion gets put on the November ballot, whether it will be added to the Ohio state constitution. So that was a bit of an organizing victory that I wanted to kind of take a look at because the shit remains extremely serious, extremely dire for women, girls, and pregnant folks out here. And I need us to remain engaged. And I saw, actually, we're going to listen to some of the mandem. What? Yes. There's some white mandem, no less. I got some white guys in Ohio that have been speaking up and out very vocally about the reproductive justice issue and how the Republicans are trying to play dirty tricks and schedule this special election to change the way that the Ohio Constitution gets amended. It's a bunch of higgy haga, as the good sis Kalechi would say. And we're going to talk about a couple other things first. I wanted really quickly to thank everyone who participated in this weekend's disability support chat. Thank you so much to Anna Hart, Mama Lorraine, and to Abby, and for everyone else who attended. It was a good one. These things they tend to get a little lengthy. And please don't let that dissuade you because it's very good conversation. It's very good exchange of information and people who have had experience not only being disabled but working within the system, knowing what questions to ask, what services are available. The support chat does a lot of things. It covers a lot of ground, you know what I mean? And I want to credit all of that to Abby, Lorraine, and Anna, for really doing the legwork for keeping that going. So just a reminder, the disability support chat, the Around the Fire disability support chat, it happens every second Saturday of the month, 5 p.m. Eastern. Mark it on your calendar for next month, for August. And it's available to all channel members and patrons and anyone else. God damn it, just dropped my phone. Anyone else who wants to participate, go over to the Burn It Down with Kim Brown Discord channel. There's a Discord channel, and Anna will make sure that you get hooked up with the proper creds, with the proper carrot creds. What's up, Sensi Bell? Thank you so much for being here, good sis. Thank you so much for being here. I wasn't on the morning show this morning, just because it was a couple things. I had to twist my hair, right? And there's a big difference between starting to twist your hair at 7:30 a.m. and started to twist your hair at 10 a.m. Okay. And I needed the rest of my day. I needed the rest of my day. But big up to the BPM Remix Morning Show crew. It was I was watching. I did watch. I don't be in the chat, but I be lurking and shit. I be watching. Kamal, Jared, and Lucretia were, and Ear Doctor, of course, were absolutely hilarious. I was laughing, as we say in DC, Maryland area. I was laughing like shit, dog. I was laughing like shit. Fucking Kamal, Jesus. That's a wild boy. Peace, Zenzi Bell. I appreciate you being here. What's up, DJ Vesper X? Thank you so much, Vesper, for being here. My son Tyler is here, of course. What's up, Quaker? The good sis out here. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you, Mama Lorraine. What's up, Donnie? What's up, Infinite Content? What's up, 40J Blaze? They must have sent out the notifications and shit. Y'all wasn't here Friday. That's okay. I don't hold it against you, but I noticed these things. What's up, Northern Witch D? Love you guys to pieces. All right, y'all. Let me get into this story because let me tell you, I have clocked this shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. Amazon and Jeff Bezos do not get negative media coverage. They don't. Amazon can do no wrong. Even when Amazon is in the wrong, the media reports it as though it's a both sides issue. Oh, Ring camera employees were uploading Ring camera footage from their customers. Oh, Amazon just paid the fine. No big deal. Keep that quiet. Keep that quiet. And on a day like today, not anything particular special about July 11th, 7-Eleven. Beyonce said it. Hit you with that 7-Eleven. But all of a sudden, Amazon Prime Day is a fucking thing. It is a national retail holiday, just akin to Black Friday. It's the Black Friday of the summer. Oh my God. And I assure you, every single piece of media you have watched today has published and talked about and spoke favorably about Amazon Prime Day as though it is the fucking best thing since being able to wipe your ass with toilet paper. Right? They talk about this like it's the greatest thing. Oh my God, the deals. You can get a good Fire TV. Oh, today's the day. Oh, it ends tomorrow. It's crazy. But you know what they don't fucking talk about? They don't talk about how Amazon workers, both delivery drivers and especially the warehouse workers, did you know that they stand a higher rate and chance of becoming injured while on the job? I believe that the injury rate for Amazon hovers at around 12%, particularly for the warehouse workers. Did you know that people have died working in these Amazon warehouses? People have died in New Jersey. People have died in Alabama. Do you know what they do with the deceased workers? They just put them in the fridge. They put them in the cooler. They don't even close the fucking warehouse. Did you know that Amazon organizes and has spent billions of dollars trying to union bust and to dissuade their workers illegally through illegal tactics? There's a lot negative about Amazon that does not get covered, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, the mainstream media is invested in making sure that we still idolize, navel gaze, and aspirational worship to be like dickheads like Jeff Bezos, who is an absolute piece of shit. We're gonna get to Jeff Bezos in here in just a minute. In just a minute, if you could, Will, pop up that tweet from Christian Smalls, who is the president of the Amazon Workers Union. Now, listen, y'all, I'm aware the Amazon Workers Union is going through some things, and I found a story actually. Truth Out did a piece about the Reform Caucus within the Amazon Workers Union. They're trying to, restructure the leadership. I get all that, and I'm gonna save that conversation for another day. Shit, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow on the Remix Morning Show. But today, I'm talking about the workers themselves. And Chris is one of them youngins. So Chris said it is Prime Exploitation Day. Yes, it is Prime Day. Amazon will have over 1 million plus workers working nearly 60 hours this week. Yep, 60 hours this week in mandatory overtime to deliver packages. Heat strokes. Oops. Heat strokes and exhaustion will be unbearable. And if you were a Prime member, you should consider shopping elsewhere. Anywhere else, says Chris Smalls. Guys, yeah, peep that for a second and keep in mind, number one, peep what he's saying, but peep what he's saying against the backdrop of all of the extreme weather that has been happening in one form or another across the country over the past 7 to 14 days. We have been dealing with triple digit temperatures from the West Coast to the South to the Midwest. We have been dealing with extreme rain and flooding in New York State, in New England, and I want you to put yourself in the shoes of some of the delivery drivers, some of the package handlers, some of the people that work in the warehouses. These are not pleasant conditions. In fact, they can be hazardous conditions that can result in injury, if not death. Because, like I said, there's a precedence for fucking workers dying while at work working for Amazon. But this Prime Day actually affects some other aspects of the working world as well. I want to pop up. Will, if you could pop up, let's see, pop up that AFL. Actually, no. Go ahead and go ahead and go in order. The Writers Guild tweet. Do you guys remember the Writers Guild strike? Yeah, it's maybe about almost let's say 8 to 10 weeks along. The writers in Hollywood have withheld their labor. They have been on strike because they are trying to negotiate for better wages in the face of a lot of streaming platforms, including Amazon Prime. And the Writers Guild of America tweeted this out today. They said, as Prime Day begins, please remember that Amazon's cost of settling with the union, with the Writers Guild or Association, Writers Guild of America, that Amazon's cost of settling with us is only, peep this number, everybody, $32 million per year. That's it, which is 0.006% of its annual revenue, not even 1% of its annual revenue. And it says it's time for Amazon to come back to the table, which indicates that Amazon has walked away from negotiating with its writers or the members of the Writers Guild of America there. 0.006%. $32 million is what the writers are asking for. Jeff Bezos has $32 million in his fucking piggy bank. You know what I'm saying? That's his pocket change. That's his walking around money. Oh, shit. Everything's okay, guys. Top flight security is on it. Fret not, fret not. I'm very safe. Don't worry, don't worry. Will, pop up the joint from the AFL CIO, please, if you could. Because the AFL CIO had some strong words also for Amazon and Jeff Bezos. And they basically gave I'm sorry, the dogs kind of distracted me. Shut up, dogs. Shut up. They talked about the cost of settling is 32 million. Okay, that's what the Writers Guild. Okay, what did the AFL-CIO talked about? They talked about it says meanwhile that the company is spending a uh a a damning and unmatched, does that say $14.2 million to prevent workers from organizing for better conditions and for better safety and dignity and respect, says the AFL-CIO hashtag Amazon Crime Day, because Jeff Bezos is absolutely stealing from his workers. And we're going to see how Jeff Bezos is using some of his money. Aside from dick rockets and all that, again, he doesn't get bad press coverage. And it said, did you know that Amazon warehouse speed goals are linked to chronic employee injury in Amazon. Again, this is a little anecdote from the AFL-CIO. So again, listen, there are real life and real world impacts to some of these wonderful bargains and deals and discounts. And truly, guys, I know that there is no ethical consumerism under capitalism, but we can on occasion try to to make a principled decision. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't never ordered shit from Amazon. I ordered something 2 weeks ago. I ordered I ordered some sandalwood oil, and I ordered. Damn it, I hate to tell y'all the brands and shit that I use because they motherfuckers don't be paying me. But I ordered some Lumi shower gel. That should be working. They have not paid me. They should though, because yeah. But anyway, regardless. And I wanted it the next day, so I ordered that shit from fucking Amazon. Why? Because I knew it was going to be there the next day. Do I feel guilt behind that? Yeah, I do. I do. When I am knowingly making an unethical or unprincipled consumer decision, I do feel bad to the extent that I'm aware of it, and I am aware of it when it comes to how Amazon treats its workers, and I'm also aware of the ways that Jeff Bezos and really the millionaire and billionaire class is given so much cover by the mainstream, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Because number one, it is their duty to present capitalism and the access and the absolute extreme highs of capitalism as something for the rest of us to aspire to. So I get why they do that. It's terrible that they do that, but I understand why they do that. But the other part is that we don't have a legitimate labor portion of the media. Like they did, mainstream outlets that is, did used to cover union stories, used to cover worker actions and struggles. It's very difficult to find that kind of coverage unless it's something huge, right? Like many, many thousands. But a lot of these smaller actions, I guess maybe they do get some local coverage, but we don't get any sort of real analysis beyond the manager class and the boss slash owner class of people's perspectives. It's always the statement from the corporation. Here's what Jeff Bezos had to say, or here's what Amazon said in the statement. But I mean, I don't know. It's not fair coverage, and nor should we expect it to be. This is why I try to show up here and say a little something from time to time. What's the other thing I'm trying to show y'all here? Pertaining to the Prime Day. And by the way, I mean, this is a rocket of a revenue generator for Amazon, which is already one of the most profitable companies in the world. It's been speculated that Jeff Bezos might become the world's first trillionaire. Jesus, get me out of here. Did I put up a video from the Amazon? Oh. So wait, yeah. Let me tell you guys about this. Pop up, if you could, Will, the tweet from the Amazon Union. It says KCVG because the workers in Northern Kentucky are working to try to unionize their location. And by the way, guys, I know that the Amazon Workers Union has not been able to successfully organize or form another unionized Amazon warehouse outside of Staten Island, but it continues. So, like, let's not forget that those fights are ongoing. Big up to all the people in Bessemer, Alabama. Big up to the people in Albany. Big up to the people at all the places. But let's go to Kentucky here because it says Amazon makes billions of dollars from Prime Day every year from our hard work, but we won't see a penny of it. It says this year to unwind from Prime. Oh, they're hosting an action. We're hosting a union rally and a family day to celebrate our campaign for a union at Amazon, and it encourages people to bring your family and friends and coworkers. And to the extent I don't know how successful this particular unionization effort is going in Northern Kentucky. Yep, you see there they said they're holding a union rally. It's going to be on July the 15th. Bring your family and friends. You can follow these people on Amazon if you want. I'm not on Amazon, Jesus. Twitter, what's the fucking difference? Each owned by each their own respective billionaire dickheads. But follow these people on Twitter at Amazon Union KCVG. And that is sort of representative of the spirit that the Democrats have pretty much abandoned in places like Kentucky, in places like Missouri, and different places in the South. Like there is a strong workers' rights spirit there, a progressive spirit there, dare I say, a radical spirit there that the Democrats have just really conceded. You know, they just assume that since the Republicans have this stranglehold on the area, there's no point in doing any sort of grassroots building, movement building, or even party building down there. Nope, they just let the Republicans have everything. When you have workers down there that could use, I suppose, the base of what the Democratic party apparatus could have to offer. But if they don't want to spend it, fuck them. Anyway, I'm sorry I got distracted there. So anyway, well, let me tell y'all, let me show y'all what y'all boy Jeff Bezos. If you could cue up that goddamn, what is that? TMZ. You guys. You guys. All right, it is with shame. It is with a little bit of shame, I have to confess. One of my guilty pleasures that I watch on television is TMZ Live. Okay, not the TMZ show. I watch TMZ Live with Harvey Levin and Charles Ladaboudier. Now, am I watching it for their analysis? Absolutely not. I'm watching it because part of me is fucking nosy. Okay, I'm nosy. Don't you judge. Do I have a little bit of nosiness into some aspects of celebrity culture? Yes, I do. God damn it. Sue me. Although I do record it on the DVR. So when they start talking about Vanderpump Rules and shit, I fast forward through all that shit. And here was Taylor Swift dealing. Fast forward, fast forward. I don't give a fuck about what Taylor Swift is doing. Uh, but this kind of coverage, I do consume, allow myself to consume, not because I'm fucking gazing Jeff Bezos, because again, it's just interesting to me the way that the billionaire class is covered and the criticisms or critiques that are levied against them and ones that aren't. And this one about Jeff Bezos and his fiance, Lauren Sanchez, recent fiance. Did you know that Jeff and Lauren have been cruising the Mediterranean? They just wrapped up their little summer vacation, early summer vacation, of course. And is it Sardinia? Is that the island, guys? Sardinia, where is that? Is that off the coast of Italy? They were vacationing on Bezos's super yacht, mega yacht, 419-foot yacht. Would you guys like to know how much Jeff Bezos' yacht costs? Can I tell y'all? Do y'all not know? Can I tell you? $500 million. $500 million for a fucking Greyhound. For fucking 3 Greyhounds and I mean, the shit obviously for $500 million, you can imagine the opulence, the lux, the decadence that must be a part of that boat. This story in particular from TMZ had to do with the way that Jeff and Lauren exited the Bezos super yacht, mega yacht. It says Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez leave Sardinia. Is that where they are? In the most epic, rich fashion. The most epic, rich fashion. Here's the epic, rich fashion. Jeff and his fiance left the $500 million yacht by speedboat to another big boat that had a helipad on it, in which the couple boarded the helicopter that was awaiting them and sailed off into the sky. And TMZ goofy asses, not to say that I expect anything better or anything of substance from the folks, good or bad folks over there at TMZ, but I was like, eh. But that is how he gets covered really by everybody. Any parts of his excess wealth is covered and drooled over and ooh and odd and wouldn't that be nice if I could blah blah blah. TMZ also recently covered that Jeff and Lauren Bezos, I think they were renting a property in Malibu because, the house that they're having built isn't ready yet. and, and would you guys like to know? I know you guys actually don't want to know, and I apologize for even sharing this with you. But it's just, it's just the contrast of extremes. The extreme wealth of Jeff Bezos said he has a $500 million yacht that he can pay $600,000 a month in rent, and that there are people working, literally falling out on behalf of his corporation to try to earn his bottom line and the bottom line of a behemoth company like Amazon that doesn't even fucking pay taxes to earn them a few extra pennies. And the fact that that kind of it's depraved. I mean, there's no other way to put it. If I can sit on a $500 million boat while people that are working for me, whose checks I literally sign, don't have enough to put food on the table, don't have enough to pay rent, who get injured, and my company's job is to cover it up. I mean, I would say, how do these people sleep at night? But they sleep very comfortably. Obviously, they sleep quite well in multi-thousand count thread sheets and the finest bedding. That's how they sleep at night. Well, it's time to eat them motherfuckers, okay? It's time for them to get ate. And I know I've been trying to call on Bastille Day to come early. And Bastille Day is this week. So listen. In the spirit of the French Revolution, everybody look. And Elon keep talking shit too. Elon keep daring us. Elon said, "Y'all ain't got no fucking guillotines." That sounds like a challenge. that sounds like a dare. Hey, but you see how shook the billionaires get when you start keeping tabs on the ass. When Elon's private jet flight data was published, that motherfucker flipped out. You know why? Because that nigga know he's on the fucking menu, dog. Yeah, we do need to know where Elon at, where Jeff at, where all these bammers at all times. Because when it's time to start yapping heads and then running ducking feds with rocks under their tongues and keys under their beds, we got to be able to put hands on them. And I would give the good Jared Ball disclaimer that I don't advocate, but I do advocate. So there's that. I'm sorry. Advocate for what? I'll let the Google overlords interpret that for themselves. But you guys, hold on. I wanted to bring up something else really quick in relation to the Amazon workers, because in relation to Prime Day and Amazon workers probably going to experience some of the worst working conditions of the year beyond Black Friday. Isn't that nice? They get 2 fucking Black Fridays every year. Jeff Bezos, you are a real piece of shit. Real piece of shit. Some other pieces of shit include the people, the bosses, that is, of UPS. And the UPS workers, I believe, have authorized a strike or coming really close to it. In fact, the union leadership from UPS says that the company has until the end of the month to get their shit together, or else it's going to look like 97 again on a ass. Now, that is, I believe, the last time the UPS workers, in fact, did strike. They withheld their labor. Was it 2 weeks? 15 days, somewhere in theirs. And the company suffered tremendous losses. I think they suffered losses of $1 billion. Now that's 97 money. That ain't 2023 terms, okay? And UPS can keep playing these fucking games with these 340,000 unionized workers if they want to. FedEx and the United States Postal Service is just waiting there to pick up that slack, but I want us to just I wanted to recognize the UPS workers, and I believe that they are represented, yes, by the Teamsters. And I want us to take a look at this clip from the president of the Teamsters, a fellow by the name of Sean O'Brien. He made an appearance on CNBC because, as you know, I mean, the companies do not like to negotiate with unions. They never have. And these big corporations will float stories out to the media to make it seem as though the workers are just asking too much. They're just being unreasonable. We've offered them this, we've offered them that. But that, the greedy unions, they just won't accept our terms and it's not our fault. Well, relative to the amount of profits that UPS specifically has made during the pandemic and post pandemic, the workers are absolutely 100% correct in feeling entitled to getting broke off to some of that extra dough that UPS is sitting on. So let's check out this clip from CNBC from the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, talking about the potential for the UPS workers going on strike.
Sounds like a signing bonus is something that might be in the works in terms of what you want for your workers.
No, I think it's more than signing bonus. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have part-timers working at poverty wages. We've got, and they're the unsung heroes. Everybody loves a UPS driver in their neighborhood, but those packages don't get on those trucks without the hard work of the part-timers who some are living poverty wages, some are living in subsidized housing, working 2 and 3 jobs. It's a tough job, and we need to be rewarded for it. And our members are standing up, and they're ready to fight. 100,000 part-timers at UPS make less than $20 per hour. UPS is on this propaganda campaign where they're saying they're making over $20 per hour. That's not true.
Yeah, I mean, UPS would say and has said that part-time workers are averaging $20 an hour after 30 days, that they get health care coverage that they don't have to pay premiums for. They get access to a pension. You're saying that's not the case?
No, they do. They do get health insurance, but they have to wait 9 months. The turnover ratio, because the work is so demanding, is astronomical. So a lot of those part-timers that go to work at UPS, they don't last. They don't trigger benefits for sometimes 9 months. It is true they do have great health care because we negotiate it. UPS doesn't give that out of the kindness of their heart. We've fought decades upon decades to make sure that our members have the best benefits in the industry. So UPS is not giving that out of the kindness of their heart.
Say that, Sean. Say that. Isn't that funny that these corporations will brag and boast about the benefits that they offer their workers that the unions themselves had to organize and negotiate for sometimes years for those benefits to come about. And then here come the corporations start bragging about the shit. Emily, thank you so much for your super chat support. Emily says, we desperately need a guillotine emoji. Girl, desperately need a guillotine factory. Okay. Let's put the people to work. Let's put the people to work. Let's get these guillotines cranked out now. Let's start mass producing these jonts. You know what I'm saying? A couple of things that Sean O'Brien, president of the Teamsters, said there. He said 100,000 of UPS part-timers are basically working for poverty wages, that they are in subsidized housing, they receive government assistance. And that is the part of America that Republicans and Democrats don't like to acknowledge, they don't want to accept. They don't want to do anything for, like, people who do go to work in 2 and 3 jobs and still cannot afford to survive in capitalism. Like, it is a fucking madness. And all of this propaganda from the managerial and the ownership class about they can't find workers. You are burning your workers out. Also, something Sean said in that clip, talking about UPS's difficulty in retaining workers. Amazon has the quote same problem, but it is not really a problem because it's part of their business model. They factor it in that they can extract a month, 2 months, 3 months worth of labor out of somebody, work them to death, burn them out, make them work in untenable conditions, like in unair conditioned trucks during the summertime, or warehouses with substandard safety protocols, right? And they count on that, having these basically temporary workers that they don't have to give benefits to, but who can still, toss 100 packages on the truck every day for 5 or 6 days for 3 or 4 months until they get burned out. They count on that. I really wish we had more cross industry solidarity. And I know that we see other the Teamsters stand with these people, the nurses stand with these people, and that's all well and good. But the thing is we need a general strike. Like, there's no 2 ways around it. If the railroad workers and the nurses and fucking UPS drivers. Like, if we could have a coordinated general strike, even just across three industries, like one transportation industry, one educational industry, one, whatever. Like, the capitalist class needs to be slapped back on their heels and understand, and I think it would actually make the American worker in particular, who is, I think, specifically ignorant and disincentivized to understand the true power that workers united in solidarity can have and the gains that can be accomplished. Like, the capitalist class needs to be reminded that that shit can fucking happen. But they don't seem in fear that it's gonna happen, and it don't seem like they should be in fear, but they ought to be. And I wish we had a little bit more coordination across industries, especially when it comes to labor strikes in particular, because I really feel like a lot of gains, a lot of ground could be covered in a relatively short amount of time. But be keeping an eye on the UPS workers. Again, they are still in negotiations or attempting to negotiate with the company. They're giving the company to the end of the month. The last UPS strike was very damaging to the company's bottom line. So they need to understand who earned those record profits. It wasn't the shareholders or the board of directors. It was the fucking drivers. It was the warehouse workers. Same thing for Bezos and Amazon. And consider, unless it's in the only exceptions I'm giving, as if y'all need to listen to fucking me. You don't, but if y'all were so inclined to listen to I'm not buying anything on Prime Day, and I had some shit in my cart too. But I said no. If I can only take a tiny principled stand for 2 fucking days, sure, I can do that. That's not, and I'm not just going to order something on goddamn Thursday. like, yeah, no, I didn't do Prime Day, but I did the day after Prime Day. No, I'm not doing that either. But if you are a person that is ordering some sort of like accessibility equipment or something for your children, I don't fucking know, something for your mom. I mean, okay, we'll allow it. We'll allow it because of the recipient. But if you just want to get you some fresh earbuds or whatever, man, nah. Take that shit to Best Buy. Not to say one corporation is necessarily better than the other. Absolutely not. But there is a specific disgustingness associated with Amazon and the ubiquity, the ubiquitous. Is it ubiquity or ubiquitousness? I might be just out here making up words, but the ubiquity of which Amazon has ingratiated itself daily in our lives is something that I find very troubling and pretty disturbing. And all of the admiration and lapdogging for Jeff Bezos, I also find pretty disgusting because, again, a man with a big 419-foot yacht is covering up for a very small sense of self. He's covering up for a very small sense of self, and I don't trust those guys. Men with that with little dick energy are you better watch them because they're fucking dangerous. So there's that. Let me take a pause here, gang. Thank you all so much for being here. We got a nice crew. Look at us. We got a nice crew rocking with us tonight. Thank you all so much. What's up, T Brown? Thank you so much for coming through. Feminist News Network. Hey, I love to see you guys. Hey, Damien, Stoner Loner is here. What's up, Yipper99? Thank you guys for being in here. Thank you. Deeply appreciative. Am I still on the fucking air? Okay, yeah, we still on here. Listen, don't forget to give the video a like and a thumbs up. I swear, you know what? I'm not gonna blame it on YouTube. I was gonna say YouTube be hating. No, I don't think y'all just be not y'all present, but other y'all's. Hey, one of our videos is doing well for the weirdest of reasons. The clip that I did months ago about Jill Scott's reinterpretation of the national anthem for reasons is performing well, and it's a bunch of conservative motherfuckers under it upset at me and Jill. Me for bigging up the thing, Jill for telling America to kiss her black ass in so many words, but through the gift of her beautiful song, right? And I'm like, which right wing dickhead posted this shit somewhere? Because again, y'all know how it goes. Y'all have been watching me for a while. Do I try to court right wing attention? Absolutely fucking not. Does it occasionally happen in the weirdest and randomest ways, and I just wake up and my notifications are in ruins, and I said, "What the fuck happened?" I ain't do nothing. I'm just over here minding my business, and these motherfuckers find me. So anyway, so there's that. So anyway, give the video like a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are able. Consider supporting the channel, becoming a channel member or a patron at patreon.com/BIDWKB. At the end of the month, we're going to begin our summer fundraiser. We fundraise, I think we do 3 fundraisers a year. No, yeah, we don't do 4. So we do a summer one around the time of my birthday, which is end of July, first week of August. What the fuck else we do? We do a winter jump. And then we do a spring jump like February, March. So this is coming up, not yet. I mean, you could always start early. Early voting is available. You could always start early if you so felt like it. And let me tell you those ways. You can hit us on Cash App, $BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the people that I'm showing up. I love y'all. Hey, Feminist News Network. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you. She said, good joke. No, they say good joke. Woo! Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let me get to my next story because it's not a fun story, but there is an upside. There is sunshine in the rain. Yes, and there's no more rain in this cloud. There's no hiding place when someone has hurt you. It's written all on your face. And it reads, who sang that, y'all? Y'all know who it is, Angie Stone. Something, something, lost and confused. Something, something. That's me at karaoke too. Something, something. Because, I can't read a fucking screen. I'm sorry. Shut up. That's not always true, but that has happened. Anyway. All right. So Dobbs went away. Supreme Court said, guess what? You bitches don't deserve liberty. What do you bitches deserve? Babies. You bitches do not deserve liberty. You bitches deserve babies. Okay? And that is the real fucking talk coming from the Supreme Court with the conservative majority. I meant to pull the clip actually of Mike Pence goofy ass bragging about the conservative bloc on the court that delivered this wonderful victory for the pro-life movement. And we did this and we did that. We who, nigga? You and Trump? Uh-huh. Wait till Donald get a hold of your ass on that debate stage, my nigga. You're gonna be speaking a lot less French. It's gonna be a lot less wheeze. Donnie gonna tell you, ain't no I and we, bitch. I'm sorry, let me calm down. My bad. I just get giddy thinking about the GOP debates because it's going to be a time. So anyway, I'm sorry. Circling back to the Dobbs, this bullshit with the abortions. So if you thought that it was all over, it is not all over. If you could, Will, cue up that Fox 59 news. So this was about a week and a half ago. And y'all probably heard about this because you all are a bunch of informed individuals, but there's a lot of news flying around out there. So it would not surprise me that if some things fall under the radar. But if you were like our good sis, Shirley, out in Naptown, out in Indiana, I know Shirley knew about this and the good people, all of our, do we have any other people in Indiana besides Shirley? Rust Belt, announce yourself. I want to hear from you. Because we're going to be in the Rust Belt for this story. We're going to be in Indiana and Ohio. So, Indiana lawmakers, after the Dobbs decision, I believe Indiana was one of the states that had trigger laws into effect. So, within hours, days, weeks of the Dobbs decision being rendered by the Supreme Court last June, an abortion ban went into effect in Indiana. And this abortion ban was challenged, I believe, via a lawsuit. And a lower court actually delayed the implementation of this abortion ban law. Okay, it's all coming back to me because we're in such a hodgepodge of the laws differing from state to state to state to state to state, sometimes it's difficult for me to keep these things straight. And when I say sometimes, I mean all the time. But let's get caught up with the package. This is going to be from Fox 59 News. And again, we're just here to get the basics. You know, they didn't do like a great job on this package, but it's the package. So let's check out the package. This is from regarding the Indiana Supreme Court upholding the state's abortion ban. Let's take a look.
A state law restricting abortion will go into effect no later than 30 days from now after a ruling today by the state's highest court.
The justices lifted an injunction that delayed enforcement of the law and questions whether an ongoing court challenge can succeed. Fox 59's Steve Brown is in our newsroom to break down that decision.
Yeah, hi there, Leah. Nick. Indiana, as you remember, was the first state to restrict abortion after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade last year. The state's so-called near total ban makes abortion illegal except in cases of rape or incest before 10 weeks. It also allows abortions up to 20 weeks when the fetus has a fetal defect or when a woman faces a serious health risk or death. Until today, enforcement of that law was halted by a temporary restraining order. Parenthood and the other plaintiffs had argued that Section 1 of the Indiana Constitution recognizes the right of liberty and it extends to individual bodily autonomy. Marion County Judge Heather Welsh agreed and in September issued the restraining order. A challenge of that order landed the matter before the state's highest court. In today's ruling, the justices write Planned Parenthood's argument does not have a reasonable likelihood of success, because the High Court says liberty in the state constitution still permits the General Assembly to prohibit abortions except those necessary to protect a woman's life or health. In conclusion, the state Supreme Court lifted the injunction. ACLU Indiana's Kenneth Falk is disappointed with the ruling, but says it leaves open a challenge of the abortion law's narrow exceptions.
I believe that gives us an opportunity to demonstrate to the trial court that, in fact, there are many situations where there is a serious medical need for an abortion that would still not be allowed by the law, thereby the law would be unconstitutional.
We also have a reaction tonight from Attorney General Todd Rokita, a staunch pro-life advocate and lead attorney defending the abortion bill. In a statement, he says we celebrate this day, one long in coming but morally justified. Thank you to all the warriors who have fought for this day that upholds life. There is another injunction still in place against the abortion bill, but that's viewed as applying to the small group of plaintiffs in that case. There was a partial dissenting opinion in today's ruling by the Indiana Supreme Court. It comes from Justice Christopher Gloff. He suggests the General Assembly let Hoosier voters decide in a referendum whether the state constitutional guarantee of liberty includes bodily autonomy. Steve Brown, Fox 59 News.
All right, Steve, thank you. You can read over the opinion for yourself. We've shared that full 66-page document online over at fox59.com.
You know, when they talk about the narrow exceptions allowed in these abortion ban bills, you know, a number of reproductive justice advocates have told us time and time again that the exception in cases of rape or incest, that's all bullshit, y'all. It is bullshit because law enforcement then has to get involved into an accusation of rape or incest. There has to be an investigation. Meanwhile, the fetus continues to gestate. And I'm sorry, a person who is a survivor of rape or incest is just supposed to sit around and wait for the police to conduct their investigation before they are legally permitted to end the pregnancy. Do you hear what kind of fucking madness this is? Like, this is absolute madness. Like, how is it? Like, I mean, I would say this is it might be on par with the 3/5 compromise, maybe not quite, but it's in the direction. You feel me? Like, no, you broads don't get to decide the future of your life, the course of your own life. Or let's even say it was a pregnancy that you wanted, and the pregnancy is fraught with complications that have now endangered your health. What is the clarity on whether or not doctors in Indiana will be able to legally perform abortions? They say up to 20 weeks. Again, what are the kind of legal hoops that pregnant folks who are seeking abortion service are going to have to jump through in order to it's a madness. And again, I just think about the people and the women and the girls who are living in these states. Jesus, what's that like? If you live right now in Indiana, if you live right now in Kentucky, Tennessee, if you live right now in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, what's going on? Are you terrified? I'm terrified for you, and I'm quote unquote safe in Maryland. But don't let Pence get in the office. Don't let these other fucking right-wing extremists get any major federal powers. Their goal is to end abortion across the country. Make no fucking mistake about it. Which is why some of the actions being taken by states trying to enshrine this right into their constitution is so important. Like what Michigan did, important. Maryland also did this, put this in their state constitution. What happened during the midterms in Kansas, what was very revelatory and should have shaken up especially the Republican pro-life movement. And in fact, it probably did, because the shit that's going on in Ohio, woo, the shit that's going on in Ohio, the Republicans are blatantly trying to play dirty tricks, but they miscalculated, I think, because we got some white folks in Ohio. And again, I always big up the black and the non-white organizers on the ground doing things. I didn't come across their content today. I came across white folks content. I said, when you find a Karen that's out here to Karen for righteousness, when you got a white woman that's out here ready to lay the Karen down, but for good, y'all done did it now. Y'all done fucked up now. Y'all done pissed off the white women's and the white men's right now. So I found this video from a digital organizing group. It's called Red Wine and Blue. And I said, this is perfect. This is the, if you're looking for the suburban white moms digital organizing space that does not appear to be right-wing crazies, at least not from outward appearances. Well, at least not behalf of this issue that they were organizing around here in Ohio. Red Wine and Blue is the name of the group. Isn't that crazy? So I want to play this video, because here's what's going on in Ohio. I'm sure you guys are already well familiar. Okay, so Ohio also trying to put a crazy fucking abortion bill into place. It may already be there. It's insanity. So they want to put something on the November ballot that would enshrine a woman's right to abortion care, bodily autonomy, etc. They want to enshrine it in the Ohio Constitution. This issue, making sure that abortion stays legal and accessible, polls very well in Ohio. Okay. So the pro-life people know that if this measure gets on the November ballot, it's going to pass. So they said, we got to cheat. They say we got to cheat. Hold on. Let me come back to the cheating. But let me tell you, let's focus on the fact that this measure, potentially to amend the Ohio Constitution, is going to be on the November ballot. And it's because of the hundreds of thousands of signatures that they had to collect across the state. And I'm telling you, the women them came out and did that. So anyway, let's take a look at this video from Red Wine and Blue.
710,131. That is the number of signatures for reproductive freedom that this coalition, that every single one of you are a part of, turned in today. 710,131. You all have been asking for weeks and weeks, did we get over 700,000? I know we only need 413,000 valid signatures, but we all had this goal in mind of 700,000 to make sure that no matter what, we will qualify for the ballot. And that's it. We got there. Over 700,000 signatures were turned in to the Ohio Secretary of State today, and reproductive freedom will be on the ballot in November. Look what you did. Look what we all did together. I could not be more proud of the red, white, and blue volunteers who stepped up and did your part across this state. And to every single volunteer with every single group, we did this united. And that is how women change the world. Next up, we're going to vote no in August before we get to vote yes for our reproductive freedom in November. Watch this space. We are going to be having member-to-member phone banking. We are going to be asking every single one of you to make the list of every single voter you know to make sure that they have a plan to vote no in August. And then we'll roll right towards November after we win that.
17,633 signatures. That's how you get a referendum on the ballot. I've never seen written in my life, but I know that that's a thing. that lady, she probably knows that song. But anyway, that's a big fucking deal. Hold on. They only needed 413,000 signatures. They were able to collect over 710,000 signatures and delivered that to the Ohio Secretary of State, which is in the process of verifying these signatures right now. I think the Secretary of State has until July 25th to complete that verification. You guys, that's a big fucking deal. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. And I'm telling you, when the white women decide to Karen for good, watch out. Watch out now. Watch out. Because they're gonna get it done. They're gonna next door app, they're gonna Facebook group. They are going to get the shit did. And look that. And again, I know black people was out there too. There's plenty black folks in Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland, Columbus, Cleveland's definitely in the house. Big up Cincinnati. You know, I know my black folks was out there putting feet to the ground, getting them signatures as well. But you can't compete with the red wine and blues. Not with the red wine moms. They deep out there. So anyway, that is a big deal. So you heard the woman there say that you are going to vote no. We're going to vote no in August and vote yes in November. What did she mean by vote no in August? So the GOP in the Ohio legislature have called this special election August 8th, I believe, where they have put a vote together, a special election to determine whether or not Ohioans, in order to make changes to the state constitution, whether or not they maintain a simple majority, which it is now, 50 plus 1, or does it need to be a super majority? Would a measure have to get 60% of the vote in order to effect an amendment or change to the state constitution? Many in Ohio are not pleased with this, and I found two white men them. The white man them was mad about the shit. And I said, you better go off, white man them, because this is not just a women's issue pertaining to abortion, everybody. You know, I mean, again, whatever reason people elect or get abortion care, it's not my business. And really, there is no bad reason to get an abortion. And I know that may sound a bit of, you know, a moralistic, you know, affront. You know, like, oh, how could you say that? Life is precious. Sure, life is precious. You know who else life precious? Mine's. my life is precious. You know what I'm saying? If I were to get pregnant and a baby is not what I want to do, I have a right to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need to be judged, ask no questions. Don't nobody get to say no. Nobody get to say, well, how come? No, it's not your fucking business. It's just not. It isn't. And the fact and that is me as a woman, the potentially pregnant person, and that is you know, an autonomous thing. But when the man them also understand that this is an issue that affects them as well, if a woman that you have impregnated agrees that she is not ready to bring that life into the world, gentlemen, we can all do simple math, right? I mean, you might as well put up that $400 to $600, that one-time payment, instead of that 18 years worth of $400 to $600 monthly, compounded annually. And then when you factor in the interest, we all can do simple math out here, fellas. So listen, It is in everybody's interest, okay, that abortion remain legal and accessible everywhere. And I want to kick it to the mandem, to the white mandem, no less. This first person we're going to see, this guy's name is not Sergeant Peppers. What's this man's name? Is it Larry Peppers? Larry Peppers. Larry appears to be a political writer. He had a very big following on Twitter, and that's not to say that that made his opinion that much more valid to me. But he appears to not be just be a rando, much like myself. He's not quite a rando, much like myself. But he was making some points. Points were made here by David, and then we're going to see a video from one of the Cleveland City Council members, whose name is Carrie McCormick. And Carrie, and both of these white men is very fired up about this issue. Specifically, it's called Issue 1. Issue 1 that is going to be on the ballot for the special election August 8th. Well, let's take a look at the white mandem. Mad.
Today is the last day you can register to vote for the August special election, so please check your registration. But that also means tomorrow is the first day that you can vote early to crush Issue 1. And please do that as well. Everyone vote early. Get this thing crushed even before we get to August 8th, the last day. There are a lot of reasons to vote no, but let me give you 5 real quick. One, this election itself is illegal. It is on a date that the State House themselves made illegal only months ago. That kind of lawlessness, that kind of abuse of power itself should be punished by voting no whenever they're pushing for. But beyond that, ask ourselves, why are they so desperate to schedule an election on a date that they made illegal? Well, it's because they're scared to death. They are desperate. They're on the ropes because they know that in November there will be on the ballot an amendment to protect a woman's right to choose in Ohio. And they know that a majority of Ohioans support that amendment, that most Ohioans were horrified by what happened to that 10-year-old rape victim being forced to Indiana because of their abortion ban, no exception for rape or incest, and that given a chance in November, a majority of Ohioans would enshrine a right to choose in their Constitution and reject their extremism. So this is nothing but rigging the rules through an illegal election to get ahead of what would surely be a loss for them. So if you care about a woman's right to choose, if you don't want stories like that happened last year, vote no on Issue 1. So your vote in November for reproductive freedom counts the same as everyone else's. It isn't squelched by this change of the rules. Number 3, this is more broadly the way they can protect their own extremism. And so if you're concerned even beyond abortion access about broader extremism, in the same way that they're protecting themselves here, they're trying to protect themselves from the voters saying enough of your extremism. Number 4, this is the most corrupt state house in the country. And it's corrupt for the same reason. There's no accountability. So the lobbyists, special interests, and corrupt politicians can do all the dirty work they do and no one can hold them accountable. And so for them, the best way to keep doing that is to keep the people out of the equation entirely by changing the way, making it far more difficult to pass constitutional amendments. So if you're tired of the corruption, vote no on Issue 1. Yes on Issue 1 will protect the corruption. And lastly, in the same way, this is all about your power. They are messing with your power to hold them accountable and to have your vote count equally. If you care about your power, vote.
Hi, this is Carrie McCormick from Cleveland City Council. Let's talk about Issue 1 that's coming up in a special election this August 8th. This is really simple. Issue 1 takes the mandatory amount of Ohio voters from 50% plus 1 all the way up to 60% to change our Constitution. It makes it harder for everyday citizens to engage with their government and to change the Constitution. Look, there is no doubt that critical issues like protecting reproductive freedoms are going to be on the ballot soon, and we've got to make sure that we come out to support those issues. But this applies to any issue in the state of Ohio that you care about. It is a very simple answer. Vote no on Issue 1. Vote against making it harder to access your democracy. Vote against making it harder for you to make changes in Ohio. And also vote against the fact that this thing is being run and funded by a billionaire out of Illinois. This issue reeks. The only answer here is a no on Issue 1 to protect our democracy, no matter what issue that you care about. July 10th is the last day to register to vote. July 11th is when early voting starts. The election itself is August 8th. But hey, go to the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections website. I'll drop that in the comments of this video and request your mail-in ballot today so you can have your voice heard in protecting our democracy, fighting back against billionaires out of Illinois, and making sure that we have access to our government. Thank you.
So early voting is underway right now. The last day to register to vote was on July 10th. Early voting began July 11th. If you're in Ohio or got people in Ohio, tell them to check their voting status, their polling place, and maybe go online and request a mail-in ballot to participate in this election. And, I like to see everybody fired up very clearly, but I'm glad to see the white folks fired up, but they're fired up because they're getting the nigger treatment. You understand? like, I like to see white people on the right side of the issue, and how they find themselves on the right side of the issue is that this is normally how black people get treated. It's black people that get their vote disenfranchised. It's black people who have to usually overcome bigger hurdles in order for their quote unquote democracy to be actualized in the limited way, if at all, that it is actualized here in this country. The denial of bodily autonomy, that is a historical wrong that has been enacted against African women and indigenous women in this settler colony since its inception. You know what I mean? Like, and now the white women them are getting that treatment. And they said no. They said absolutely fucking not. Here's 700,000 signatures, motherfuckers. Oh, no. You're not gonna give us the N-word treatment. And look, I'm for it. Nobody should be getting the N-word treatment, okay? No, nobody should be getting that. I want to see this kind of solidarity across a lot of other issues, but we can stick on this issue of abortion because, again, how is this not reducing women's status, their ability to participate with liberty in this country? It's gone. It is gone. Both of the gentlemen, well, at least the first gentleman, David Peppers, referenced the 10-year-old rape survivor who became pregnant by her abuser in Ohio, but had to go to Indiana to get abortion care because I guess Indiana had took the day off from being a super abortion restrictive at that particular time. Actually, the doctor that spoke about that patient's case publicly was actually sanctioned by the Indiana State Medical Board. They were fined and disciplined in another way. I think the reason that was given is because she allegedly violated patient privacy. I guess to some extent she did, but I think that people who aren't fully aware of the amount of child sex abuse that happens to victims as young as 10 who get impregnated by their attacker, like, I'm sorry, the 10-year-old's supposed to have a baby. You understand? Like, we cannot accept this level of madness. So it is important, if this is going to be a state by state fight, if the Democrats at the national level have just only decided to talk about abortion as a election issue and not as an issue that needs to be fought for on a constant basis at all times in every single state. I don't give a fuck how red it is. There needs to be on the ground organizing. And again, I know y'all, we could say we should give up on the Democrats wholeheartedly. But I think on the issue of abortion, this is where electoral politics does have a functionality, a critical functionality, as we are seeing with the referendum elections that were held in Kansas, that were held in Michigan, and now this one that's on the agenda in Ohio. Like, these are reasons to turn out and vote. They are. You guys know how much I abhor voting our way to freedom because it's not possible, right? Who was it? Was it who said it? Maybe it was earn your liberation, where it might have been, well, I can't remember if it was Jared or Diallo, but one of them spoke about voting for the most competent functional bureaucrat, right? Like, we are not about to vote our way to freedom. Freedom is not on the ballot, but finding a competent person that represents my values and ideals as closely as possible is a reason to go vote, particularly on an issue such as access to abortion care and abortion services. So it is imperative that we continue to monitor these fights state by state. It is overwhelmingly poor women, black women, brown women that are being disproportionately impacted by this. I was having a conversation, I think it was Molly. And Molly covers repro justice for the Real News, and she said she was speaking to some of her sources in different states where these abortion bans have kicked in. And she said that people are telling her, healthcare providers are telling her, that they're encountering people who are in their third trimester of pregnancy who have not received any sort of prenatal care for a variety of reasons. Maybe it was in part some denialism about being pregnant and not being able to, terminate that pregnancy conveniently. But just the repercussions, the ripple effects of all this with OBGYNs in abortion restrictive states closing up their practices. What does that mean for women who just need the fucking pap smears and shit, breast exams, like routine cancer screenings? Like, this is putting women's health in jeopardy in so many levels. And for what? Because you bitches don't deserve liberty. You bitches deserve babies. Women are not full autonomous humans. It's wild shit. Anyway, I didn't mean to bum you out. Oh, wait. Will, do you have that last story, that ABC News story? Just in case you weren't thoroughly bummed. Who tagged me in this? Was this Infinite Content or was this Quaker anarchist socialist? It's the one. It has Nebraska mom in the headlines. I think we talked about the story when it happened. It was the last thing on the doc. We did talk about the story when it happened. Well, now the woman's been sentenced. And a Nebraska mom pleads guilty to giving her 17-year-old daughter pills for an abortion and helping the daughter bury the fetus. This happened in Madison, Nebraska. It says, under a plea agreement, Jessica Burgess, who is 42, of Norfolk, admitted to providing an abortion after 20 weeks of gestation. She's also admitted to false reporting and tampering with a human skeletal remains, and also charges of concealing the death of another person and an abortion by someone other than a doctor or a licensed physician were dismissed. So she did plead guilty to two things. And it says that Burgess was accusing of helping her then 17-year-old daughter, Celeste, who was accused of helping the then 17-year-old daughter, Celeste Burgess, end her pregnancy. According to Madison County District Attorney, their documents show that she ordered abortion pills on the internet. And then after the teen aborted the 29-week-old fetus, the two buried the remains. They buried the remains in a field just north of Norfolk. Wow. In northeastern Nebraska. I'm not sure when she is slated to be sentenced, but it is likely that she will face some jail time. It says Madison County Attorney Joe Smith has said it is the first time that he has charged anyone with illegally performing an abortion after 20 weeks. A restriction that was passed back in 2010. In May, Republican Governor Jen Phelan signed the 12-week abortion ban. And Jessica Burris is set for sentencing on September 12th. Two of the counts against her are felonies. One is a misdemeanor, so she could be definitely looking at some jail time. The daughter, Celeste Burgess, who is now 18, was charged as an adult and pleaded guilty back in May to removing, concealing, or abandoning a dead body. Jesus. She is scheduled to be sentenced on July 20th. She faces up to 2 years in prison. So, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. Again, I was going to say I don't know the circumstances under which the teen daughter became pregnant, but my God, if they were less than consensual circumstances, and this young girl who may have been in a terrified state, even if it was under consensual circumstances, 17 and fucking, I don't even know how long 29 weeks is. That's a lot of pregnant. That's halfway pregnant, right? That's not a little pregnant. And she didn't want to be pregnant. She didn't have to be pregnant. But for the fucking Puritan morality police, she might have had better options. If there wasn't laws criminalizing her healthcare decisions. They're putting women in jail, you guys. Do you understand? This isn't the first example of this. And it's not going to be the last. Ladies, you and your daughters and your friends and your nieces, delete them period apps, man. Get them off your phone, even if you live in a so-called abortion-safe state. Maryland, New York, Massachusetts, California. Get that shit off your phone, man. Get that shit off your phone. Your phone is a snitch. They are tracking your data to be used in all kinds of nefarious ways that we can't even begin to imagine, because we are not evil folks and we don't think in that direction. But trust and believe, y'all, we live in wild times. Wild times. They're putting women in jail for abortions in 2023, not 1923, 2023, right now, while we here watching the shit. Something must be done. And something can be done. Will, at your convenience, good man, pop up that abortion fund for me, my guy, because this is why we do what we do here, y'all. And again, to the extent it's big, little, in the middle, I can't say, but we cannot sit and do nothing. Like, yeah, I know, organize. I got it. I'm not an organizer and I'm not an activist. I like to yell and throw things on the internet. But what I will do is try to bring attention to these abortion funds, because they exist out here. And no knock against the bigger organizations, Planned Parenthood and the like. But I don't think Planned Parenthood is arranging abortion services for women in states where these services have been banned. I don't think Planned Parenthood is booking flights for people. I don't think Planned Parenthood is booking hotels and helping people move from state to state in order to access these services. These abortion funds are doing that. These abortion funds are doing that. And to be honest, before Dobbs, the fuck I know about an abortion fund. I didn't know shit about an abortion fund, but I know a bunch of them now. Thank you so much for that, Will. We are supporting this July, okay, the channel here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown. We are giving the monies, the $50 to the people as it's all options. Hoosier Abortion Fund. All options. Hoosier Abortion Fund, based in Indiana, where the Indiana Supreme Court just upheld a repressive abortion ban / law. So we need to help women in Indiana access abortion services. So help us support the All Options Hoosier Abortion Fund for the month of July. Burn It Down with Kim Brown will support this fund to the tune of $50. We ask that you match us just $5. You know what I mean? And you can do that a number of ways. We have the link to the All Options Hoosier Abortion Fund located in the chat box at the top of the chat. Actually go to click that, and then you'll see our link tree. Click on the link tree, And then you'll find the link to the All Options Hoosier Abortion Fund. Okay. Guys, I'm not trying to abort black babies out of existence. I get some people weirdly in the comments saying some shit like that. No, guys. No, 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 no. I want women to enjoy full, robust lives. I want women who may be experiencing a pregnancy complication not to have to die because of that. Like, it's medicine, okay? I know some people think it's a morality choice. Maybe for you it is, but for medicine, for medicine, and for the right to just live your life the way you want, or if you want to do abortions, if you want to do abortion bans, okay. I do not agree, but hold on, hear me out. I'm gonna play crackers advocate here for a second. If you want to do abortion bans, hey, I need delivery room paternity tests, man. We need paternity tests on the spot. It's like, I don't even have a good flippant fucking funny response to this, because it's not funny. All of this is bad. It's terrible. There is no way to flip this to reverse this exact issue to somehow make it apply to men. It doesn't work that way. This is an issue affecting women, trans men, people who can get pregnant, people with uteruses only. There's only laws criminalizing people with uteruses and the way that they seek healthcare for themselves. So I'm sorry. I'm upset and I'm rambling and I'm ready to eat dinner. So I'm finna turn y'all loose right now. But yep, the All Options Hoosier Abortion Fund is our fund for the month. If you want to support the fund by running the channel some bucks, that's fine. You can hit us on all of our cash platforms or via super chat here. Just put in your notes, excuse me, that this is for the abortion fund. Okay. What's up, James? Thanks for being here, man. Ignorinona. No, I can't pronounce that shit. What's up, Holly and Wendy? Hey guys, thank you all so much. What's up, Casey? Thank you so much for being here. I'm truly appreciative that you guys make some time to come kick it over here. We little, but we gonna be big one day. Now, what day? what day is that big day coming? I can't say. But while we little, I appreciate y'all being here, because when I'm telling you, my shit's gonna be like, y'all not gonna be able to keep up with the chat. And then, but then your YouTube channel gets obnoxious, and then I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing. I like to be able to tell when my actual folks are in here, so that does make me feel good. But yeah, just go follow us places around the internet, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, at Burn It Down KB, at BIDWKB on Instagram and Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, I guess. I think I'll go live after this broadcast, after I hit the J a couple times and relax a little bit, at Kim Brown Talks on Instagram. I don't usually put that out there. Emily, what's up? Emily, what part of Canada are you? Emily, you're not a cracker. Hold on. I say crackers advocate. Hold on. Let me. Do I need to re-clarify my position on cracker? Some of y'all may not be familiar. I actually have a position on it. You're not a cracker, dearest. Because for one, you could not be here and qualify as a cracker. Ask the good, respectable, well, not respectable whites, because we don't like the respectable whites. We like the unrespectable whites, because they down with the brown and the black. Emily says, cracker here. Cracker's advocate is a funny thing. Hey, a funny term. Let me please credit that properly to Kalanji Jamachanga. That is Kalanji's phraseology, Cracker's advocate, off from Black Power Media and Riot Starter TV. Let me attribute that, my joke, properly there, Emily. And to be clear, let me just let's restate my position on crackers. Everyone's not maybe clear on this. Okay. So all white folks are not crackers, to be clear. Cracker is something that I call racist white folks. And usually the only people offended by the term cracker are the racist whites, right? I have dropped the term cracker since the birth of this channel. And you know who supports this channel a lot? The white folks. You know why? Because Northern Witch knows that when I'm talking about these crackers, I'm not talking about her. Quaker Anarchist knows when I'm talking about these crackers, I am not talking about her. Freddie French, Afraid Not, David Silberg, Schultze, They all know. When I'm raging about the saltines, the Ritzes, when the crackers have really grind my fucking gears, the good white people them know I am not talking about them. I'm not, and that's the truth. That is the truth. I reserve crackers for racists, and the only people that get offended by crackers are racists. And it's the same way I rage about the mandem, right? When I start getting upset about the abusers and the rapists and the how come niggas don't get intervene, you know who doesn't get mad? The good bruvs present. James doesn't get mad. Nawadi, Latif, these brothers don't get mad. You know why? Because they know I'm not talking about them. They know I'm not talking about them. When I'm talking about the trash men and the waste men and the bad men, the good men, them just be like, yep. They just nod their head in agreement. You know why? Because I'm not talking about them. So anyway, the only hit dogs that end up hollering behind some shit that I say about the whites and the men's, it be the motherfuckers I be talking about. When the trash men start hollering about, oh, not all men, nigga, obviously I must be talking about you. Why else are you mad? Shit. So anyway, Emily, you are not a cracker. It's impossible for you to be a cracker and be here and be sending money. That's the opposite of crackerism. Hello. And for the bruvs, for the good man, them, y'all know I don't be talking about y'all. Cause that's not anyway. I get tired of repeating myself, man. I don't like putting disclaimers on my statements. You understand? Because I feel like only the hit dogs holler. Only the people who get defensive are the people I'm referring to. You know what I mean? Everyone else who lets the shit roll, they know it's not for them. It's very simple. So anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hey, we be back here come Friday. We appreciate y'all coming through. Please join me tomorrow morning on Black Power Media for the Remix Morning Show. 8 a.m. Eastern. We appreciate you guys supporting Black Power Media. Don't forget, rock with Kalechi Okafor, Say Your Mind podcast. Rock with Jordan Cheriton, the Status Quo community. Everybody, all the people that we fuck with, rock with them people. So anyway, we will see y'all back here Friday for Burn It Down with Kim Brown on behalf of Will and Molly. Thank you guys so much for being here. Love y'all to pieces. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Have a good evening.